as we kick off the update for the final week in June 2023, we're talking with Chamber Director Tina Thompson. Tina, as we're sitting down, the next 7 days, to put it bluntly, you have a lot on your plate, don't you?
There's a lot going on. Today's the calm before the storm, Greg.
All right, it's already happened as you and I are sitting down this past Thursday, ribbon cutting at McDonald's, and you were out there. You weren't there because you're going to be gone, but
Yep.
It was a ribbon cutting at McDonald's, right?
Yeah, I think everybody's been anxiously awaiting for the new building to be put up. But yeah, they organized ribbon cutting, and it's, I think, what did I hear today? They were giving away a Big Mac a day for a year to the first 50 people that were going to be there. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
All right, and then if we look ahead to next Tuesday, actually next Monday, this coming Monday, July 3, prior to the 4th of July, and we'll touch on that in a moment, another ribbon cutting, this one out in Millston.
Right, the Millston Park Commission, they do their Family Fun Days every year on the 3rd of July, and they've just finished some new park renovations and those kind of things, so we're doing ribbon cutting at 3 o'clock for that. And then they'll go into their Family Fun Days. So they've got their chicken queue, they've got their Battle of the Bars, softball tournament, fireworks, music, just a ton of stuff to do. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, the softball intrigued me. It's basket softball,
Yes.
where you play with a laundry basket, basically.
Yes, yep, should be a great time.
All right, July 3, parade, Superior Avenue, 10 in the morning. What should we know about
July
that?
4th.
July 4th.
Yep.
Tuesday, July 4th, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
What should we know about the parade?
So every year our theme is 4th of July, so red, white, and blue. Really looking forward. We've got some interesting floats signed up again this year. Yeah, it should be another great year for it. I think this is kind of everyone's kickoff to summer, the unofficial kickoff to summer for a lot of people. So no, it'll be a fantastic week and a great event. The best part for me every year is seeing just all the smiling kids with, you know, they've got their little tassels or this or that, and everybody dressed up in their red, white, and blue, and it's just that Americana feel. You know, this is what, you know, the United States is. You know, it's a great little celebration.
Are we anticipating, I would imagine, any dignitaries for the 4th of July parade?
Yep, I'm sure we'll have some. We do have our Grand Marshal selected this year, which is Donna Evans. Donna has recently retired from a very long career at RIA Federal Credit Union. She's been on our board several times. She's been a long-time volunteer with us, so we're going to kind of celebrate her this year.
We should mention it's not Chamber related, but also on July 4th, the museum is celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they have a get-together down there. And I know some of the dignitaries, Nancy Vandermeer, among others, are hopefully going to be there for that.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't seen what the attendance is, but I do know they're having, I believe, a brat sale that day, and open house and that kind of thing. And then, of course, later into the night, the Tomah Lions Club will do their fireworks.
Ballpark idea of how many units in the parade on Tuesday?
You know, people are still registering, so we currently have about, I think, 40 signed up. I would anticipate closer to 70 by the time we actually get to the event.
Is there ever a scenario for a 4th of July parade where an hour before the parade somebody shows up and says, is it too late?
Yeah.
Does that ever happen?
It does. It's a little challenging sometimes because we have everybody mapped out with spots, but we make things work. So,
Tina Thompson, the big day, of course, next Thursday. Within the last 5 years, you said, hey, we're going to try downtown Thursday night.
Yep.
We said, hey, we're hoping for 400 people a night. And boy, were we wrong, weren't we?
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I mean, I remember those conversations now, and where we got 400 from at this point, I don't remember. But it was a wild year when we first started talking about this, Greg. I remember standing on the side of the road right at about 4:30 with Jeremy Haldeman from American Family Insurance, and we had a bet, and it was like, okay, well, what are we going to call a success here? And what are we going to consider, you know, a flop? And I had said, you know, we kind of threw some numbers out and figured, you know, if we can get, I think it was 1,000 or 800 people, I think we decided at that point. Maybe it was 4. Maybe that's where we got the 400. And, you know, as the night went on, we figured we had over about 1,100, 1,200 people. And so we were happy with it. And now, I mean, now it's grown, and it's, we have crowds from out of town coming in, and I was at a family vacation in Kentucky, and my aunt was there and talking about this concert event that happens in downtown Tomah, and how her neighbors from other a neighboring community come up for it, and it's grown, and it's been a beautiful thing to see.
COVID does come into play 1 year,
Yep.
but that certainly did not affect the numbers, did it?
It really didn't. In fact, I think when we brought it back in 2021, I think people were just so excited to get out and do something that the numbers, were a little bit elevated because of it.
Did you think that COVID would affect the numbers?
I didn't know what to expect. There was a lot of things still, shut down then. We were still under some mask mandates in various industries. So I don't really know that we knew what to expect. But we were happy with the results, and I think people were just so appreciative to have an event where people could come together.
All right, before we talk about the bands coming to downtown Thursday night starting this coming Thursday, July 6th, any changes for the many people that will go down there? Any changes, Tina, we should look for?
No, we similar format. Everything will be free outside of any food and beverage you want to purchase. We are going with a different bounce house company this year, so we have a company that has started up locally, and we're excited to be working with them. Again, kind of the same footprint as last year, where we expanded it at another part of the block, just to give people a little bit more elbow room. But yeah, same, we'll have the food vendors, we'll have beer sales, the stage will be where it was, and then the free bounce houses, face painting, caricatures, that kind of thing for kids.
And I know that Chief Holm has talked about there will be law enforcement down there now, because very honestly, it's gotten a lot bigger than I think we all thought, right?
Yes. So their feeling was we've never had an incident of anything happening, but with events of this size, and certainly we don't want to be blind to the fact that something could happen. So they do have officers that come through and basically just greet the crowd at this point. Thankfully, knock on wood, we haven't ever had any incidents, but yeah, they do, and I think it's very well received. People really like to be in front of the police station. They like to have their picture taken in front of the police sign. Yeah. They like to have their picture taken drinking a beer with the police officer. Yeah. It's people really like that spot. And I think part of why it's successful is because it's in front of the police station. Absolutely.
Before we talk about the entertainment, I promise we'll get to that. Yep. Downtown Thursday night. Any other? So we pretty much touched on really no major changes that people need to look for, correct? Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about then downtown Thursday night starting this coming Thursday as you and I are sitting down. 4 new bands, actually technically 4 new bands this year. Let's start out with the first band this Thursday.
Sure. So Shayla Lee is a country rock performing band. Then the 13th we have Mallrats, which is your throwback to the 80s. So it'll be anyone that has that 80s music in mind, that likes that type of vibe, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a blast. And then Ashley Wineland is also a country rock singer. She'll be on the 20th. And then if you remember back when the fire department had their 150th, they brought in a band called Bon Journey, which is a Bon Jovi Journey tribute band. So we're bringing them back. And I did talk to Chief about that, and he's like, oh yeah, go ahead. So he was gracious enough to let us steal his entertainment that he'd had here. And then if you remember last year, we had Hillbilly Rock Stars. So we're bringing them back. We always try to bring back kind of 2 bands from a previous year. One has always been Cherry Pie, and then Hillbilly Rock Stars was the band we had last year that we're bringing back this year.
Do you get feedback when it's all said and done and people say, hey Tina, can you bring this group back again? Do you get feedback, and does that come into play?
Oh, absolutely. So usually the night of, people are still talking about it. People really loved Nathan Dean last year. And then Super Tuesday we've brought back a couple times. People really liked them. We brought back Casey Musicman a couple times. Yep. But yeah, usually you can tell from the crowd that night. They'll be coming up and they'll be saying, oh, we really like this one, really like this one. And so we'll kind of go off of that vibe a little bit. And then, of course, we have to wait until it's booking season again before we can see who's got what schedules and what works out. But
I just recently talked to a couple, military couple that are moving to Tomah in the very near future, and they were not aware, obviously, of downtown Thursday night. And I told them, you need to come down, and they really need to come down, but it's hard to put in the words what they'll experience, isn't it?
It really is. So this is obviously a state highway. So as we sit here looking out our window, there's, what is the traffic counts here? 17,000 a day, something like that. I don't know. So you can't really picture it just being cleared out and vacated for a party. And that's really what happens is all that traffic gets diverted onto other roads and we throw up a quick 3-hour concert. But it's hard to explain when you're just sitting here and you haven't seen it before. But I think that's also part of the magic of the event is you're transforming something from a street in front of the police station to a party in front of the police station.
Bottom line, though, Tina, that comes into play that people should be aware of, and I don't think a lot of people are, the unsung heroes that put in the time before and after, because at 9 o'clock when it's all said and done, your job's not done, is it?
No, so it's truly a magical thing. At 4:30, the streets start congregating, and people are coming with their lawn chairs, and we have an excellent group of volunteers that help set everything up, and they transform that street within like an hour and a half, and by usually 6:05 we've got music playing, but then once 9 o'clock hits, it's gone. I mean, music is done with, and usually by about 9:40 the streets are streets again.
One thing that really came into play last year for the very first time, we had brand new street lighting.
Yeah.
And when it gets dark, that helps me a lot, and I think that enhances the safety also, doesn't it?
It does, and part of the reason why we chose that location is it's such a great view. So if you're looking at that stage, you see "Welcome to Tomah" signs or Tomah signs on these beautiful new street lamps, and right behind that is the American flag. And to me, that is the picture that we want to share. This is our downtown. There's beautiful hanging baskets. There's new streetlights. There's development. Welcome to our community, and that American flag in the background, I think, is a beautiful picture.
We should mention, in conjunction with the first one coming up this Thursday, July 6th, you did it last year. It's Military Appreciation Night.
It is,
right?
yes. Thank you for pointing that out. So last year the city put up that very big flag for us.
Yes.
I'm still looking for somebody to kick us off with the national anthem at that event. I had somebody lined up and it kind of fell through, so we're still looking for that. But yeah, it'll be our military appreciation. We just like to give a shout out to our partners at Oakfield and Fort McCoy.
And bottom line, people certainly love downtown Thursday night. The numbers prove that. But sponsors make it all happen, don't they?
It's the only way it happens. Only way it happens. This is not a cheap event to put on. And we have, I think, just really great partners in the community that picked up on it quick and wanted to help us carry this vision out. And I will always be grateful to the first year sponsors that jumped in with us and said, we know that you've got a risk. We don't know what this is going to look like, but we want to be a part of it. And I think all of them have stuck with us till now, and it's grown.
Bottom line is, people need to understand it's tremendous entertainment, but it doesn't come cheap, does it?
It's not. No, and costs have only gone up over the past few years. Gas prices, cost of everything's gone up. We all feel that. But our sponsors have really been wonderful about stepping up and continuing to participate, and I think they really find a benefit to them to connect with the public in that way, but they also see the benefit that it is for Tomah.
So as we sit down a little more than a week before the first downtown Thursday night on July 6th, do you still need sponsors?
We will not turn anyone away if they want to sponsor the event. We do ask that they be, they're a chamber member, they're part of our community, our organization, because we do have a lot of people, I think, that come through and just want to, throw a booth up and have a craft fair thing, and that's really not the vibe we're going for. So we do ask that they're, engaged in our community at that level. But yeah, we're excited, and I encourage everyone to go to downtownthursdaynights.com and look at our sponsors, look at the concert events, look at all the details. That's where you'll find the information. Certainly on our Facebook page as well. Any
new vendors we should look for this year?
I would again throw you back to the website and the Facebook page, because every time I give an update, it changes. So we're keeping up with that, and that's the most current information.
All right, so if we look ahead to next week, it all starts with the chamber. Monday, ribbon cutting in Millston for their celebration. Tuesday, of course, July 4th, parade in the morning, fireworks at Recreation Park at 10 o'clock, correct?
Yep.
And then, of course, we do need to talk about downtown Thursday night, which you already have. And then next Saturday, the 8th of July.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Another big
Third
event.
annual Scroll Fest, and I bring that up because one of your co-workers, Berta Downs, around 1 o'clock, she told me, will be in the dunk tank.
Yes,
You
yes,
have been in the dunk tank, Tina. Have you
tank.
given her any advice?
Be taller than 4'10".
Yeah, dunk tank and short people don't go
They
hand in
don't.
hand, do
What
they?
you don't see from the outside is that there's one little tiny step that's like 4 inches off the bottom, and then it's a big step up to the platform. And if you're short, that's very hard to reach. And I certainly couldn't do it with just my feet, so you're trying to pull yourself out of there. But no, it's a great time. The surprise from people hitting that bullseye, that target, is thrilling. It's a blast. But the event as a whole, if anyone has the opportunity to go, I mean, I have a family of 5, as you know. I mean, we can go and have a great time, barely spend any money. It's like delicious food, but everything is low cost. I mean, it's $1 beer. Where do you get $1 beer?
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so you can have a couple beers, feed your family for minimal cost, and then watch some live music, watch the dunk tank, do a pontoon boat ride. I mean, it is absolutely spectacular. Just to have, and it's their way of thanking the community for supporting them, but you know, it's just a great time outdoors and with great people.
Yeah, Scroll Fest is Saturday, July 8th, 10 to 6,
Yep.
live music, all kinds of good stuff going on. Bottom line, somebody did want me to ask you, dealing with the fireworks July 4th, 10 o'clock, Recreation Park. Hopefully it won't rain. If it does rain, there's no backup plan, right?
I don't think so. I don't know if they'll just save the fireworks for a different date or
Probably
for
not,
next year. I don't know. I guess I don't know what the rain date plan is.
And we should get the plug in because you're a member of it.
I am. Yeah.
People need to understand, and I've been back behind the grandstand when they're getting ready for the fireworks. They put in a lot of hours. Tomah Lions, that's one of the many things Tomah Lions do, don't they?
It is, and I think this is also a great time to just point out that they try to do a good job. I don't know that we always get the word out, but anything they make from DTN goes directly back into the community, and that's one of the projects that they do is fireworks. But there's so many projects that they do, and so much money and donations that they're able to give to civic organizations and groups in the area. I know they recently helped fund the playground out at Wyville. They did a donation to the public library. They've donated to the museum, to the senior center. I mean, all that's possible because of, I shouldn't say all of it, but a lot of it's possible because of the beer they're selling at Downtown Thursday Nights. And it's their pledge to give all of that money back to the community.
So the only thing we really need to in a perfect world is between now and July 6th, first Downtown Thursday night, we need to find someone to sing the national anthem, right?
Yes, and I would prefer someone active duty or veteran.
Yeah, because last year was military related, correct?
Yep.
That young lady's not around, I would assume, or?
I have to double check. So
Okay.
I'm going to do a shameless plug here. My daughter is Air Force.
Correct, yes.
And
Yeah.
has been involved in choir for years through her high school career. And so I had voluntold her she was doing it, and she has voluntold me she's not. So I think she was planned to be away for some of her 2-week military training in the summer, and some of that kind of conflicted with our schedule. But I'm still looking for that person.
Bottom line, we've talked about a lot of stuff, chamber related. People have missed something, still not sure what the heck we've been talking about. It's all on your website, right?
All on our website. Go to our community calendar. You can also upload any of your events to our community calendar at any time at no charge. That's completely open to the public. I think the only thing we haven't discussed, Greg, is Business After 5 at the county fair, which will be coming up.
And that's the big event, isn't it?
It is a big event.
Yeah.
That's open to all businesses in the county, regardless if you're a chamber member or not. We work directly with the Sparta Chamber as well as Monroe County Ag Society and other organizations to plan that. We usually anticipate about 400 people. It's just a great kind of organic at this point community event where people can come together and talk to other businesses and kick off the county fair. But that's why we also skip our DTN, our Downtown Thursday Night Concert Series, that week. So we don't want to compete with our friends at the fair.
And that's the Wednesday, the first day of the fair, which is the end of July, and typically it's a lot of Tomah Sparta people getting together, right?
Yep. We certainly welcome, Warren's, Cashton, all those villages as well to come in. So.
Tina, thank you for your time. I know you're very, very busy. I know you're
It's
going
all
to be
good.
gone a lot this week, but thank you for sitting down making time. We've talked about a lot of stuff. And again, if people need more info, go to the Chamber website. It's all right there. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Greg. Always.
Tomah Health's Warren's Clinic provides convenient, quality care for same-day or next-day appointments.
At Tomah Health Warren's Clinic, we're able to see patients for cough, sore throat, ear pain, and other minor illness and injuries. An appointment can be scheduled by contacting the clinic, and we'll get you in that day or the next.
Warren's Clinic also offers occupational health services, such as pre-employment physicals and DOT exams.
Tomah Health Warren's Clinic offers convenient, quality care when you need it most.
Rise the Update continues. We're out here at McDonald's on Thursday, June 29th. McDonald's, after being closed for 4 months, rebuilding. They are now open. They officially opened today, Thursday, June 29th. In a moment, you'll see the ribbon cutting, and prior to that, I had a chance to talk with a couple of their employees. That's what you'll see next as the update continues. Alright, the update continues. Around here, end of June, McDonald's is having their ribbon cutting. Ladies, it's been a while since you guys have been open. Before we talk about that, who are you and what's your title?
My name is Amanda Thornson. I'm the general manager here at the Tomah store.
And you are?
And I'm Kayla Mullen. I'm our marketing director.
Alright, ribbon cutting in a moment. For people that come out to McDonald's, any main changes they should look for? Any main changes the old one did not have?
Our technology is a little bit more updated. We now have kiosks in the lobby. The lobby's more of an open plan. We have a patio available for outdoor seating. Just a lot of technology coming up with the times, more all of the equipment in back. So.
And I was told you have a theme out here, is that correct?
Yes, Route 66.
Yep, Route 66.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the theme title?
So McDonald's just has some packages that you can kind of select from. So this Route 66 theme is actually the first of our 64 restaurants owned by Courtesy Corporation that has this sole feel and look and design. So it's one of a kind.
All right, you're closed for 4 months to get where we are right now. Rumor had it the new building would be bigger than the old one. Talk about that for me.
It is technically bigger.
Yep.
Yes. Just the layout is different, so it's probably the appearance is just different because the lobby layout's just different. But it is actually bigger than the previous store.
It is a little bit bigger, okay.
Yes.
Seating is very similar. Yep.
What are your hours out here? You open 24 hours? You're not open 24
No,
hours,
we're
are you?
opening at 5 and closing at midnight. Those are our hours.
So there will be some, I walked around here, I was in the old McDonald's, so when people come out here, it's going to look a little different, right?
Yep, of course.
Yep.
Okay, 4 months you were closed. Do you have the bulk of your former employees back? Did they stick with you? Is it a
Yes.
brand new staff? Talk about that.
We lost some people, but very small percentage. Most of our crew were working at other stores surrounding the area, Black River Falls, New Lisbon, Sparta, because we own all the stores up and down the interstate basically. So we offered them hours there so that they could work at those stores. Some took leave of absences, but most of them have returned.
All right, here's the $10 and final question, ladies. Ribbon cutting coming up. Who's gonna cut the ribbon? Any idea right now? Have we argued about that?
No, we didn't argue, but I don't know that we have a plan.
I don't know if we do have a plan.
Don't have a plan.
Probably our owner,
Yeah, Rick.
That would make
along
sense.
with our director of operations. We'll throw Amanda in there too. She can help.
Okay. And one final thought, Amanda, how many years at McDonald's? How many years have you been here?
Me, 20 years. I started when I was 15 as a crew member here at this location. So.
Certainly. How many years for you?
I'm on 7 years.
Good for you. Hey, ladies, I know you didn't want to do this. Thank you for talking with me. The ribbon cutting is going to be the next thing to see as we're out here at McDonald's for the ribbon cutting to make it all official in June. Again, ladies, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Right, we're out here at McDonald's on Thursday, June 29th, getting ready for their ribbon cutting as they reopen their doors after 4 months of rebuilding. So we're out here at McDonald's Thursday, June 29th for the ribbon cutting, which you will see in a moment.
At least 100 more. All right, and then we're going to have board members.
They added a few more people now with the ribbon cutting, including Mike Murray, Mayor Murray on the end, Kirk Arity, Molly Powell.
Actually, can I get
Donna Evans will be the parade marshal in the parade on July 4th.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I need a picture. Can you take a quick picture of me, please?
So in a moment we'll have the ribbon cutting out here at McDonald's on this Thursday, June 29th. Ribbon cutting, I promise you, is coming up.
Lunch can wait.
Did I have it on board mode?
All right, ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, cut!
All right, you gonna hang that up, Amanda?
Sure.
Do you want to, and Kayla maybe wants to get in here, do you want to say a few words?
Sure. That'd be great. Do you have any lead-in or?
What's that?
Okay. Thank you all for coming this morning. Great thank you to the Chamber for showing up on this beautiful day. 38 years after we opened originally, Jerry Heft was the original store manager. Mike, who I heard you were here as well. It was 30 below zero that day. I think the wind chill I heard was 45 below. And we hired a trumpeter to play taps, and his trumpet froze. So it's a little nicer day today than it was then. I want to thank Jerry, Steve, Rich, Nancy, Teresa, and Amanda, the store manager here, for all of the hard work they've done, and a lot of other people with Courtesy Corp, whether it's HR, marketing, training, and our whole support staff. Our lead maintenance technician put the whole restaurant together in the last several weeks, and Nancy back there as well. We have a great staff, and I'm very proud of them. They did an awesome job. I also want to thank Market & Johnson, who built the restaurant, Hangel Brothers Plumbing, P&T Electric, and all the other local subcontractors. And phenomenal glad to share this with you, and thanks to everyone. We look forward to a wonderful day and many more times to come in the Tomah area, so thank you all.
All right, so on this portion of the community update, we've been down here at McDonald's on Thursday, June 29th. After 4 months of rebuilding, they just reopened their doors earlier today. So McDonald's is now open here in Tomah. We saw the ribbon cutting. We also want to thank everybody that was nice enough to talk with us. We hope you enjoyed it on the network.
Tomah Health's Warren's Clinic provides convenient, quality care for same-day or next-day appointments.
At Tomah Health Warren's Clinic, we're able to see patients for cough, sore throat, ear pain, and other minor illness and injuries. An appointment can be scheduled by contacting the clinic, and we'll get you in that day or the next.
Warren's Clinic also offers occupational health services, such as pre-employment physicals and DOT exams.
Tomah Health Warren's Clinic offers convenient, quality care when you need it most.
All right, as we wrap up the community update, as we end June and go into July, we talk with head librarian down to the Tomah Library, Irma Keller. Irma, you got a lot on your plate. It's summertime, very busy. Summer reading programs going on right now, and your numbers look very good, don't they?
They do. They look really, really good, especially for the children. I don't have numbers for the adults yet, but the children's summer reading program is very vibrant, very robust.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe after the pandemic, parents are looking to keep their child engaged in reading and being around other children. Of course, Mr. Dave, who is the children/youth librarian, is amazing. He helps just to bring the books to life. I think he's a big draw.
I know you talked about the numbers earlier this month at the council meeting. How do those numbers compare to, say, last year?
I don't have a comparison, Greg, because I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I would imagine just on visual that they're greater. How about this? How about at the end of the summer, I have a comparison for you.
There you go.
We can come back and we can talk and I'll give you a comparison.
All right, what about the parent looking in right now that has not brought their kid or kids down here and they're saying, I don't know if this is for me or not. What would you say to them?
I would say it is not too late to register. If you want to keep your child reading so they don't lag behind during the summer. We are always getting new books. Always, always, always. We are open to suggestions about books that you might want or that might fit in with our library's collection. Again, I can't say enough about Mr. Dave. He is amazing. He is a wonderful resource. We have something here for everyone.
I have a lot of friends, including a real good friend who's a truck driver, and he makes the long trip on the road, and he does the book reading where you can listen to the book. Is that pretty common? Is that pretty common for people to do that?
We have a strong audience of people who like to listen to books on audio. Now we have something called Libby, which is a free service for library patrons. So you can actually go on the computer and download books for free, and you can listen to them. There are audiobooks in that database.
Any particular type of audio book that's a hot item that people are constantly looking for?
Well, it's going to be based on what is a current hot item book-wise. So James Patterson is always popular, Danielle Steele, Nora Roberts, those are very popular. I myself am an audiobook aficionado. If you would like an audiobook and you really don't know what you might like, I encourage you to come in and see me. I have the goods.
So a person could be looking in right now that's never tried the audiobook, wondering if it's for them. So the best route is just to try it, right?
It is just to try it. And we're trying something new. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Greg, because we're trying something new. We used to have the audiobooks, what are called playaways, and it's a very small little player like this, and it's got
Right.
the entire book on it.
Yes.
You put your headphones in, and you can carry it. It's portable. You can carry it while you do the dishes, while you do your chores, while you just sit outside. You can take it with you, do your shopping. So we're putting those, we had them downstairs, and now we're trying to put them up here in the adult section so that when you come upstairs, you can see that those are available. We've also purchased some more, so we have more coming, more titles.
Okay, before we move on and talk about other topics with head librarian Irma Keller down here at the library, obviously, jump back to the summer programs one more time for the people not familiar with them. Who are they for? Give me the ages for people looking in. Are there certain age groups? Who are they for?
You know, the beauty of the Tomah Library is that the summer reading programs are for everybody. That wasn't always the case, but now we have for everybody. Bring in your child as soon as they're born. Get them signed up for the summer reading program. We have incentives for everybody. We have 0 to 5, and then we have 6 to 11 maybe, and then 12 to 18. So everybody's covered. And then we have the adult reading program, which is primarily located upstairs. And so we have incentives for adults to read, even though adults just love reading anyway, don't they? They don't need an incentive, but we're giving you one anyway.
Okay, since you touched on it, people may be wondering, give me that, what are the, whether I'm 5 years old or an adult, what are my incentives?
Well, there's always books, so we're giving away books. I'm not real sure what the grand prize is for downstairs because Mr. Dave is in charge of that. And actually, if you come to the library, he's put out a container with, he wants suggestions on what would be a good grand prize. Upstairs, that's a secret. I can't tell you.
All right, we're sitting down, June 29. How long does your summer reading program go on?
August 31st for
So about
upstairs.
another month yet.
Yes, yes. You can still sign up. In fact, for the upstairs, I know you can, it's a couple months because you've got all of July
Okay.
and the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Andre's money comes into play. It's a huge part of what you can do down here at the library. Talk about that for me.
Well, we're very, very excited. This year we decided to focus on parts of our collection that are a little sparse, and we want to build them up and have just an excellent collection of all sorts of subjects. And so this year I was looking at our books on painters, and those books are very, very, very expensive. So I asked the Andres Grant for money to buy new books and also to replace some of the classic books that we have in the painting section. I also asked for money to purchase 2 paintings that we're going to put on the walls upstairs. So that's going to be great. And I hope, Greg, you come back when we have those paintings so we can show them off to the audience.
So do we have a ballpark idea of how much Andre's grant money you have gotten? Do we have a ballpark idea?
This year we got $2,100 and some odd dollars. So that was very generous. Very, very grateful for that money. These are things we couldn't afford without that type of support. Thank you, Andres Grant.
I come in, I'm looking for a particular book. You don't have it.
Right.
Can you find it for me?
Absolutely. We are part of a greater network. We do interlibrary loans. So we check with other libraries, primarily in the state of Wisconsin, to see if another library has that book. It can come from a university, it can come from a hospital. There are all sorts of libraries that participate in this interlibrary loan program. Now, sometimes we have to go out of state to get items that are not available in Wisconsin, and we do that too.
Any idea, if you had to throw a percentage out there, what percentage of regular people that come to your library on a regular basis are not in the city? Because I think a lot of people think to a library,
Right.
it's just city people, but it's not, is it?
I'm going to say it's about half.
Really?
Actually, it's about half, maybe a little bit, maybe 55% Tomah people, and the rest are from the townships. So even though you have a Tomah address, if you don't live in the city of Tomah, you're considered to be in one of the townships.
What's the biggest thing about this Tomah library we're sitting in right now, Irma, that would surprise people, that would take them by surprise? What's the biggest thing in this library people probably have no idea about?
We have collections that I think people are unaware of. We have a large print collection, which we're constantly trying to grow. We have the audiobooks, which I think some people are not aware of. And in fact, some people immediately say, I don't like audiobooks. And I just want to urge you to try them. If you find a book that you like and you have a reader, and not all readers are created equal. Some readers are better than others, and I know about that. If you can find someone that you love, their voice, and they're reading a book that you like, it takes it to an entirely different level. You need to trust me on this.
You've been head librarian for quite a few years down here. Keeping that in mind, do you have to change with the times?
I think we have tried to change with the times. We've embraced more digital means of getting things. So we've done that. You see our big sign outside.
Which is,
Yay!
according to you, that's the best sign in Tomah, right?
It is the best sign, the bestest sign ever, and will always be the bestest sign. You know who I'm talking to.
Right. All right, now Dave's picture's on there, but we don't see yours on there, do
Well,
we?
I'm hoping to get my picture on there. I recently was at the American Library Association meeting in Chicago. That was wonderful to be able to go to that. I've never been to one of those in my entire career as a librarian. And while I was there, there was a picture. I took a picture, and I'm hoping to get that picture on the sign, even though our sign is having a little bit of issues now, but I'm
Okay.
working on that.
Right, and prior to you and I sitting down, we went and looked at your website, and you have a great picture of yourself on there. So we need to make people aware, if there are things that we've talked about today they're not really sure about, it's all on your website, right?
It is, and I like to pride myself on how many nice people we have working at the library. If you call, you should reach somebody who would be able to give you the information you need. And if you don't, you ask for me, Irma Keller.
Typical year, how many books do you read?
I do a lot of audiobooks.
Okay.
I do a lot.
Okay.
I don't do as many as I used to do. When I was a child, I was a voracious reader, and now time gets in the way. Maybe 15.
That's pretty much the world we're in right now, isn't it? People don't have time, but the audiobooks are a great thing.
Thank you, Greg. Yes,
Yeah.
the audiobooks are a great thing. They will keep your mind occupied.
And if we look back on the things that have changed since you started here, audiobooks would be one of them, right?
The selection of audiobooks
Right.
is definitely one of them. We've tried to cull our collection so that what we're keeping, space is a premium at our library. Our library is wonderful, but it's also small. So we have to be careful what we're keeping. If you look around, the library that we have today is very different from it would have been 10 years ago or 20 years ago. We had a lot of books in our library, so if you come in now, you might think there's not as many books as there were before, and that is true, because we've gotten rid of a lot of books that were just taking up space, that were outdated, that were damaged, that were basically outdated. So if it was a good book, so that was damaged, we have replaced it. But if it wasn't serving our community or our collection, then it's been we've gotten rid of it.
If people have never been to Tomah Public Library, downstairs you just have a huge collection of DVDs, don't you?
We do. We have a lot of DVDs. We have an entire wall, and I guess you don't know how big that is if you haven't come here.
Right.
But we have an entire wall of DVDs.
You've had the movies growing up for adults.
Yes, thank
For a
you.
while you were doing it on Thursdays. Now
Yes.
summertime is here, so you're doing it on Sundays.
Yes.
And that's been pretty well attended, right?
It has, and it continues to become, to be more well attended. And I'd like to say that the sign is part of that.
Yeah.
Now we're able
Yeah.
to advertise what we have on the sign, and hopefully people driving by will see that and come, or let other people know that the movies are here. They are free. We have licensing that we purchase, so we can show the movies. They're free. We have popcorn. We have discussion. You should come, Greg.
I should, yes.
You should. And in fact, we just had John Wick last week, and coming on July 9th, we have The Covenant. I don't have information about that one. July 23rd is Nomadland, and that was an Oscar winner, I believe.
So who makes the call what movies you show down here? Who makes that decision?
Well, it's the adult librarian is the one who comes up with
Okay.
this. Yes.
Okay, so it's summertime, end of June, we're getting ready for July. Anything else that we should be touching on going on down at the library?
Well, we've got the summer reading program. We've got the movies. You know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so that in mind, I'll keep, it's summertime, is there a particular time of year you're busier? I guess I would think
Summer.
now, summertime is a busy time for you, huh?
Yes, because
Wow.
we have summer reading program. And the majority of kids are out of school, so they're here.
Makes sense.
A lot of them are here.
I use your internet a lot down here. Do a lot of other people?
They do. It's a steady stream. Sometimes you'll come in and there won't be anybody here,
Correct.
but then other times you'll come in and we'll be pretty crowded. We're very, very happy to offer that resource to patrons. There are people who don't have internet, and it seems like the majority of people think everybody has internet.
Yeah.
It's easy
Yeah.
to get. You've got it on your phone. But that's not always the case. We offer it free. There is a small charge for printing. Some people don't have the printing capability.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a wonderful resource for our community.
Irma, thank you for sitting down and talking with me as we wrap up June and go into July. Open invite anytime something going on down here at the library. You want people to make aware of, give me a call and we'll do what we're doing right now.
Thank you very much. Again, I'd love to have you back when we have the pictures
Yes,
so you
please
can
let
see
me know.
those.
We can certainly do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.